So Chris says, do you guys think SGC is gaining any ground on Honda?
In vintage cars for sure. Not in modern. In modern, if it's an SGC modern, I'm just gonna crack it and send it to PSA
I
probably.
think a lot of people are doing that. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people are getting a decent read on the grade
Yeah.
and then submitting it somewhere else and probably getting a cheaper price on
Yeah.
SGC slot. But whenever I think of SGC, and I've said this before, right? I always think of Beckett, right? And I always think like SGC. I know the leader of SGC. I stood by him at the Mint, talked to him a little bit. I don't know Beckett's people.
Hmm.
We know who's the leader of PSA, right? Well, we don't know, we don't hear from, talk to. I know everybody has a different strategy,
Yeah.
but I think when we talk about community and people making investments in the slabs that they're grading with, it'd be nice to hear from someone.
For sure. Transparency.
Yeah. All right, Big John. What's up, Big John?
What's up, Big John?
What's up? CSG gaining in the Midwest.
Interesting. The Midwest, I'm always interested to know what's going on there because the hobby feels like a very East Coast and Midwest thing to me, if that makes sense. Like, it's crazy out there. So I'm always interested to hear what they're doing over there.
It is, especially like I've talked to different people around the country from different places, and the dynamics that car shows is different.
Yeah.
How you negotiate, where does the comp come from?
Yep.
Does someone still want to stand by their price if their price is aged per se in the market?
Mm-hmm.
It's good to know what different people are doing in different places, and I hope aspire one day to do a little bit more traveling, to be in certain places, kind of face to face with people and just talking about stuff.
I think you're on your way for sure. Just
Thank
keep
you.
doing what you're doing. You're on your way.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So you guys think Vintage Maze is a good play versus Vintage Mantle? I
What do
would
you
say they're
think,
both
FD?
good plays.
Yeah.
I think
I'm just now starting to get into vintage. Like vintage baseball, I mean.
I think Mantle has historically shown increase, a steady increase. Maze cards, though, I hate to just look at Hank Aaron. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
when you have these greats of the game who are still alive, that market changes was we can no longer interact with him. That's the
Right.
best way.
Yeah.
That's the best
That's
way
a good
I'll
point.
put it. And
Yeah.
we all I think I remember one time being younger and collecting autographs, and it bothered me per se that that's the hobby, right?
Right. Right.
You collect deaths.
Yeah.
It's hard to think about it like that, but that's part of it. Then, but both of these players here, legends.
Yeah.
So I
Can't go
think
wrong with
any way
either.
you want to go, what player do you like? I would say go with that.
Yeah.
Sports car. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying I think, and just being in the Bay Area, I'm seeing that Mays is just like
Mhm.
you can't go wrong with bringing a bunch of Willie Mays great. Like they'll just you'll move it to anybody up here in the Bay Area.
All these cars. You talk about these kind of cars, so it's about are they graded or not? Make sure you know what you're buying. Have they been trimmed? Those are all
Mm-hmm.
things to look at. Once you have a nice graded card and whatever grade that you want, then you have something special.
Yep.
That's that
Yep.
you have a piece of American history
Exactly.
in your
That's what I'm starting to see is my favorite. Like I'm not even into baseball, so I'm not gonna go out and buy like a Shohei, but I can get into vintage baseball because it's almost like 50% Americana, vintage Americana. Like you're like holding a piece of like mid-century art. I really like that aspect of it.
Right. Sport Car Talk said I've been picking up serial number Trout and Pujols. I don't think you
Nice.
can go wrong there. Mark says BGS is and will always be the choice for the PC. Too many PSC slabs out here, and that's going to drop the values once collectors wise up.
I like BGS. I'm starting to warm up to it for sure.
So that BGS 10 is always a winner too.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Godfrey says I still can't understand how PSA 10 is better than the BGS 9.5, where PSA is
Yeah.
known to be easy on centering.
The gap has widened too, I think.
I think it also goes to just what people want to see. Like
The
it's
10.
almost like BGS gives too much information,
Right. Right.
which I really love.
Yeah.
Like I love to understand down deep to the nuances. Even if you got a 9.5, that's a whole nother group of cars within a 9.5 based upon subgrades.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. It's like the collector's preference, I would say.
Yeah, I will say that. Yes.
Yeah.
Mays was probably best player ever. I don't think anybody can argue that. When I think of best players ever, there's a few come to mind. Mays is on that list. Godfrey, thank you, Mark. Yep. Junkyard, Gold Hunters, offensive and defensive.
You saying Mays?
Yeah. Yeah, he could do it all, man. What I also appreciate about these gentlemen of the past is that they play day games only.
Mm.
And they were in the sun all the time.
Yeah.
And they also played double headers. And Mays had the philosophy, like many others, Ernie Banks, many others. When people come to the game, they come to the game to see me. So I'm not just playing the first game or the second game. I'm going to play both. And I'm going to go hard on both. So
I like that.
mean, you know, there are different nuances of the game today. But when you don't have to be at 90-degree heat, it's just something different about how you play ball.
Mm-hmm.
Mantle just won a lot with the Yankees. He did. That he did.